Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to another live stream by Virtual Flight Diaries. And we are here with the SimWorks Studios Kodiak 100 in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 in Papua New Guinea. We're going to do some crazy bush flying today. And the weather is not cooperating. So this is going to be extremely interesting. So I have no So these airports we're flying into are pretty much runways cut out of the jungle and on the side of a mountain. And there's no charts for any of them. I have no weather reports. And this is the first civilized airport, I should say. And I don't mean that derogatory, but and we're going to end up at another modern airport at the end. But we have 3 runways to land on. Uh, I haven't flown into any of them other than our last one, Yawan. I just took some screenshots and whatnot, but I did post a short of me landing at Bugalaga runway, which is another one in Papua New Guinea. But we won't be flying to that one today. So if the weather doesn't clear up, this is going to make some interesting things as we try to climb up over the mountains. So we're going to have to play it by ear and see what happens. Hopefully it's better into the mountains. So the runways are short. They're tight. They don't offer a lot. You know, you're not really going to be flying much of a pattern. It's real bush flying, to be honest with you. So I mean, we're going to record them. I'm not going to have G's on because we're gonna plop in there, and my goal is to kind of just survive it all. I am not the best at bush flying. I mean, I've done some Alaska stuff, but this is not Alaska. So, all right, well, let's get on board. Let's get this puppy fired up, loaded up, and we got some cargo missions we're going to be doing. So our first one we're going to is an airport called Tep Tep, TEP. And I do apologize to uh, anyone from Papua New Guinea. I will be butchering the names of these. I know I'm not going to get them right. But let's get on board. Let's get fired up. Close up the cargo bay. All right, we'll get loaded up. So we got to use the EFB. Let's see. So we're going to take cargo this trip. No passengers. Craft, mass and balance. Seats, just me. You know what? We'll leave that co-pilot in. You guys are my co-pilot, so. All right, cargo. We'll take. Oh, I got to think about this one so I get the balance right. All right, so we're taking antibiotics to Tep Tep. So that's, I'm going to say that's about 40 pounds. We're going to take some food supplies to Yawan, or Yawan. Let's say there's about 180 pounds food and medical supplies. And then I'm going to go here with maybe 1 barrel of fuel oil. I don't have a CG calculator. Tick on. All right, so we're almost about a little over 1,000 pounds under max weight. So that'll do. I like that. All right, so let's get fired up. Let's get out of here. Let's see. So I have no network. And the only reason is I have no idea how I would have filed that with VATSIM. Other than knowing that I would have to file each airport individually, I don't know how I would do it all at once. All right, so I have a kind of just a modified flow. We're not doing any checklists. So put the fuel tanks on, put the fuel cutoff to off, fire up the battery. Yeah. Crap. Let's see if we can some weather. All right, so it looks like it does break up over the mountains. That might be good. Let's just put our first destination in real quick. AYTP. All right, so it does clear up once we get in the mountains. So we're going to stay low across the bay here, and then we'll make some decisions once we get into the mountains. Yeah. All right, so we're going to fire up the engine. So beacon lights can come on, and nav lights can come on. Fuel pump on. Ignition on. Low motoring. Introduce some fuel. So one of the bugs I have noticed with this plane in the simulator is the lights. The exterior lights don't seem to want to work. But live with that because we're not living outside the plane. We're in the cockpit. All right, so starter off. Ignition off. Fuel pump can go to standby. That all looks good. It's a good start. So we'll turn the buses on, alternator and generator on. It's warm in here. So we'll cool off the cabin. Pretty cool. It's got some environmental controls. I mean, it doesn't really do anything other than it's noise. You can hear the airflow. Pretty cool. All right, stall test.
Stall.
That's all good. All right, looks like we're fired up. So we're going to be taking off runway 25, which is down over there. So we'll get turned around. So taxi light could come on. It is raining out, so we'll turn on the engine inlet. And we are Papa 2 November X-Ray Golf. Dang traffic. Kodiak November X-Ray Golf. Taxiing to runway 25. Madang. One of the things you want to do with the Kodiak, as with all SimWorks Studio planes, is you want to have all your trims bound. You want to make sure that you can operate the trims, because they do try to simulate realism. It gets kind of weird, something we're not used to. But if you have the trims bound and you get the trims all right, it doesn't. It's not too bad. This plane's a little better than the PC-12, but both are okay once you figure out the whole trim situation. All right, we'll hold short here. We're not going to have any traffic. Clear left, clear right. Madang traffic. Kodiak November X-ray Golf. Back taxi runway 25 for departure. Madang. All right, so get that on. Landing lights can come on. And we will engage our seatbelts. And we'll go flaps 1 for takeoff. This plane absolutely does not need the whole runway. Some of these strips we're going to be landing on are about 1,000 feet, which is crazy. Especially the high altitudes. Like, you know, a 1,000-foot strip at, 7,500 feet is just insane flying. And, people that do this for a living, we got Missionary Bush Pilot, his YouTube channel. He's, my hat goes off to those guys, man. I mean, you want to check out his channel too. It's a really good channel. He flies the Kodiak in Papua New Guinea as well. It's real world ops, so. That's fine. I'll straighten out on departure. All right, so on the brakes, prop up. Get that view. All right, guys, ready? Let's get out of here. Power set. The left rudder, keep it on the center line. Here's rotation. Yaw dampener can come on. And we'll turn out over the bay. Get that flaps up. It's a really cool place to fly. Look, I mean, I'm actually going to, like, on a personal level, I'm going to fly a lot more just to be in this area. Like, I'm never going to see this area in my entire life. Guarantee it. We're just hand flying it here. We're gonna head towards the mountains over there. We'll climb up to about 6,000 feet. Once we get over there, hopefully, looks like the ceiling does look like it clears up. Which will make things better. Get the flight recorder up. Hey, how about everybody that's watching? Just remember, you can hit that like button, or let me know that you guys like flying in Papua New Guinea, and we'll do some more stuff. We'll check out some more areas of the island. But hitting the like button, lets me know that you guys like it, and it also lets YouTube know that you guys like it, and it helps the algorithm out, it helps the channel. So one of the greatest things you guys can do, is like a video. Pushes it out there to YouTube. It helps the creator immensely. I would say even more so than donating. All that stuff does help a content creator. But hit those likes. That's where it really matters. All right, guys. So we're just flying out over this bay. Unfortunately, I'm sorry, I don't know the name of this bay. I know you guys know me. I like to point out landmarks, but I could not find a name for this bay. So it looks like we're going to have to kind of work our way up through, try to stay VFR. There is no IFR really. No. They don't really do very many IFR ops. I mean, the IFR flight plan to go from this modern airport over to Nadzab is like to follow the valley out behind this mountain range. But this Kodiak flies really nice. You trim it out, and like, I have not turned on the autopilot, you guys notice. You just hand fly it. Actually, I'm going to get some numbers in the box just in case. We'll see the heading. Well, I'm a little off track, but we're VFR, so I'm not being too precise. We're going to climb up into these mountains. So this first airport is roughly around 5,000 feet up in the mountains. It's probably going to be one of our easier ones come in from what I looked at, but who knows? Who knows? Got my tea. My voice has been a little messed up. Cax, is this Canada? No, this is Papua New Guinea. This is Papua New Guinea. It does kind of look like Canada from the distance, though. It was about a 20-minute flight over to Tep Tep. I said, yeah, the clouds in the mountains kind of make me think of Canada. Yeah, the whole, like Canada, Alaska, it has that misty wilderness look to it. Oh, winds aren't too bad. They're almost nil, which is good. That'll probably change when we get up into the mountains. Alright, so let's do some maintenance thing here. We'll power back a little bit. Set some cruise power. So the Kodiak likes to fly at about 2,000 RPMs. Pull back the props. Close enough for government work. Let's see if we try to get a little better. I'm really happy with what the radar kind of looks like. It does look like we're going to have a little better weather once we get into the mountains. Hey, flying into Geneva right now. EasyJet A321 from Gatwick. Nice. One of my favorite airports. Now I know Geneva's Switzerland, but one of my favorite airports is Innsbruck, Austria. That approach is very nice looking. I love coming in down in that mountain valley. So when the channel finally does its long haul stream, we're going to go over to Europe, and then we're going to do a little Euro tour. Because for one, I want to get more familiar with ATC in Europe. Now I've kind of got the whole US down, so I think that'll be an interesting little fun adventure. We'll bounce around some European cities. But yeah, Innsbruck is beautiful. Shame I'm on Xbox Series, so the textures aren't too great at the moment. That's a shame. I've actually never used the flight simulator on Xbox. I currently don't have an Xbox S or the new Xbox anyway. But I hear a lot of people complaining about Microsoft in this on the Xbox. Do they just, is it throttled back like graphics wise? And yeah, I'm not too sure. So I'm not really a console gamer, so I don't really know too much of how that works. My last Xbox was an Xbox 360. And I guess the newest console that I had was a PlayStation 4. Alright, so we're going to start climbing up. We want to get up about 6,000 feet. Get up over these mountains. And we don't want to do it last minute. I just wanted to get out of this mess over here. But you guys can see, like I have the strobes and the lights on and stuff like that, and they're not on in the sim, so that's a bug. Say honestly, the graphics are better than MS2024, but the big problem is we can't change any of our graphics right now, such as ground aircraft density and vehicle density, etc. Ah, I see. Plus, also, you guys are subject to the marketplace, right? If it's not in the marketplace, you guys can't have it, right? There's no way to put a aircraft on the from the internet on an Xbox. Yeah, you can only use marketplace. Yeah, I see. They need to figure out. I wonder if there's a way. There's got to be a way. So you guys can't use. So then you guys can't use the Phoenix or anything like that. Of course, the Phoenix uses an external program. I guess the same with the iFly 737 Max. Alright, so we just started our shallow climb out. So I'm going to try to... We're not going to go like straight up over the mountain. So I'm going to kind of head for this ridge line and see if there's a pass here that we can use to kind of cut back over towards... generally going in the right direction. But I don't want to have to get up to 10,000 feet and then drop back down. Although we're probably going to end up doing that. At least maybe coming into Yawan airfield. Because we'll have to get up over a mountain ridge from what it looks like on the map. Yeah, so the airport's out over here. Get up in the jungle here, it's going to be, not many places to put down. So in these airports, once we commit, like I would say 90% of the airports that we're going to be going into, once you commit to the landing, that's it. You have to put it down. So that's why I'm not going to put G's on. I'll probably do it in the replays just to see what it was, but we're gonna be smashing it in. I just wanted to, my goal with this is just to land and not wrap it around a hut or a tree or anything like that. So I did install the Orbix Papua New Guinea bush trips or bush series. There's three different downloads, and they have a whole bunch of airports. It's about 18 airports done. So all the airports we're going to, other than the modern ones, which are default, all the bush airports we're going to are all Orbix. So obviously I've dialed, so it's like 2 in the morning in Papua New Guinea right now, so I've dialed the time forward. So we're keeping the live weather. Probably encounter some turbulence over these ridge lines. 2024 has it modeled pretty good. Generally, you get that that updraft and down, you know, that ridge wind. It all depends on how strong the winds are. Say two things. Oh, so what's your favorite plane to fly? So my favorite plane to fly. That's a loaded question. So I am a huge classic airplane fan. So one of my favorites. I have many favorites, but one of my all-time favorites is the DC-3, and I wish. So I have the Aeroplane Heaven DC-3 with the Duckworks mod, which makes it 10 times better. I wish PMDG would actually do a DC-3. The DC-6 is also a good one that I like to fly a lot. Airliner, I used to be a Boeing fan, but I really do like the Airbuses lately. I've been flying the Phoenix a lot. The clouds in 24 are much better, I've realized. Yes, the color, everything is much better in 2024. Alright, so we're going to get back on track here. Start hitting kind of over there. Can't wait. So I do like the classics, like I said. So I can't wait for FSS to drop their 2024 727. And I can't wait for PMDG's Classic 74. Just, you know, although modern airliners are fun, they have their moments. You know, and it's fun to, you know, to program it, and I actually do find it, you know, satisfying to complete that flight. But there's just something about, you know, VOR to VOR, no maps, you know, no, you know, it's just real seat of the pants kind of flying, and I don't know, it's just more satisfying in the end once you've gone, you know, hundreds of miles and nothing but radio beacons. Say DC-3, I've never actually seen it inside the sim before. I'm complete the opposite. I love modern airliners and jets. Hey, yeah, and there's absolutely no problem with that. And like I said, I do like, you know, I like flying. It's relaxing because you don't have to work so hard, I want to say. I mean, there's a lot you have to do still to manage the flight computers and the flight management and stuff like that, but you know, it does, you know, I find it more chill to fly a modern airliner, where the whole classic airliner thing can be a little nerve-wracking. Like, I'm not gonna lie, this, even though this has got modern avionics in it, the type of flying we're going to be doing today is got me a little nervous. Alright, so that's one of the airports. we're not going to that one, although that one would be really easy to land at. Sorta. Easier. Alright, so I'm going to get up over this ridge, and then we'll turn out towards Tep Tep. I wouldn't trust myself to fly aircraft without screens. You know, I had the same feeling as you do with that. And once I started learning it all, and once you get it down, it's actually not that hard. It's a lot of visual stuff. It gets really, really stressful when they're, you know, to do it IFR. All right, so little updraft there. Go out along this ridge line. So what I really didn't want to do is I didn't want to have to actually like, because I don't, this airport's like 2,000 feet lower. Say, what's your favorite continent to fly on then? Oh. Well, I honestly never thought of that one. That is a good question. I like to try to find new experiences. Like, until recently, I've never attempted to fly in Papua New Guinea. And I'm really liking the challenge of it. So I would say, as of right now, my favorite aircraft to, or continent fly on would be, you know, the Australian Oceania area. Alright, we gotta, I know we're coming up close, and I know I feel like I'm way too low here. Alright, so let's power up. I don't want to get caught down below these mountains here and get suckered in.
500.
I made a turn over a wrong ridge line. One good thing is that this plane does have power. I want to burn the engines out. Get us up. Alright, so we'll go up above 10,000 and just get a bird's eye view of the area. Cut down over here because the ridge line's lower. And we'll just get a good bird's eye view, and we can make plans. Where are you, airports? I think this is it. There we go, there's Tep Tep. Right. Hey, what airport are you landing at? Or Tep Tep Airstrip. TEP, TEP. Alright, so descend it down. I'm gonna hug this mountain over here. Turn in. And we got too much speed. Go to idle. So this is going to be a game of energy management. Oh, I wanted to record this. Stupid. Oh, that's too steep. Okay. Alright. Power off.
500. 500. 500. 500.
First stage of flaps. Stage of flaps. Go over the hump.
Stall.
Oh,
Stall.
bounce, hard bounce. Crap. Okay, that was bad. That was not a good thing. Should be able to bring it forward. Okay. Alright, so that was not a good start, guys. That was not a good start. That brought it in way too hard. I was coming in way too fast. Alright, we got to do better, especially since this is the easier of the ones. Alright, we'll go up here, we'll park it out, and we'll check out the scenery. First time at Tep Tep. So what threw me off, I think, is that hump. There's a hump at the end of the runway I didn't see until the last minute. It doesn't look like we damaged our plane. Of course, luckily for me is that Southwest or SimWorks Studios doesn't do a damage model. But we'll come up here and park. Because we got these cool little villages to explore, so that was one of the things I wanted to do as well. Alright. And we'll stop that recording. I think also another thing is Alright. So, parking brake on. We will release our seatbelts. And come off. Light off. Taxi light off. Strobe off. Commercial separator can come off. It's all off. Fuel pump off. And kill of gas. Feather prop. Alternator generator off. And we'll shoot the rest of the lights off. Fuel off. And then the battery. All right, so let's take a little break after that. Let's say, give yourself credit. That approach was good. Yeah, the approach was good. I'll give it that one. Yeah, so let's let's check this out. Check this out. Yeah, I mean, my setup was good. The final execution, where we had our problems. She didn't want to slow down fast enough. I really dig this. This is actually really cool. Tep Tep airstrip. Elevation 7,100 feet. Oh, good morning, sir. But, I mean, look at that. Holy crap. Could you imagine seeing that in real life? Right? I mean, this actually, you feel like you're in Papua New Guinea. You're in a jungle village on the side of a mountain. It's crazy. And it's one of the things I really do like about 2024 is the ability to get out and walk around in these sceneries. It really puts the devs to actually create sceneries that are more in depth because we can get out and walk around them. How about that with the sun coming up over the mountain, guys? All right, so we've offloaded our antibiotics, the Tep Tep. And let's get back on board. Let's get out of here and head over to Dinangat. So after that landing, which we're going to forget about until we have to see it again, going to go to Dinangat, and I've never gone to this one. Read that it's actually pretty spicy strip too, so all right, so battery on, and fuel source can come on. Props forward. Mixture cutoff, throttle idle. Nav on. Fuel on. Ignition. Low motoring. Watching N1 rise or N2 rise. There's 20. Flight idle. Or ground idle, I should say. And there's 50, so off. Generator's on, fuel pump on standby. And we'll turn the rest of our lighting on. It's bright out now, so put it on flash. Start our strobes. Unimproved surface, so we'll get that inlet closed. And we'll turn the rest of this power on. And we're all ready to go. Let's put our next, let's just do a quick fuel check. Our fuel looks good. We offloaded some cargo so we can make ourselves lighter. All we have is the food supplies and the barrel of fuel oil. Alright, load aircraft. Trim is neutral, flaps are up. We'll do flaps 10 for takeoff. Check, flaps are moving good. We didn't bend the flaps or anything like that. I remember to do the flight recorder a little earlier so that I can concentrate more on these landings. Alright, so we're going to Dinangat. So that's AYDN. Dinangat Airport. Enter. Very short trip up over the mountains. We're all fired up, and let's get turned around and get out of here. Just double check that I have everything right. Yep. All right, park and brake off. Need a little more power to get pushed through the soft dirt. We were uphill, we're going to be going downhill. Which actually will help us out. That hump at the end is a little intimidating, not going to lie. Alright, condition lever to full. Some T for courage. Alright, let's head over to Dinangat. Dragging it on the brakes. Airspeed's alive. There's 50, 60, up we go. All right. Let's start flying. So flaps up. Keep full power in, full climb power. So it looks like the next airport is just straight ahead. Try to climb up through these mountains here. See if we can get high enough to cut across the pass here. a little breezy through this ridge, getting bounced around a little bit. Cut across. Are we gonna not? No, we're not gonna make it. So we'll keep going down the ridge, climb up, and we'll, as soon as we get to the right altitude, we'll cut across. We're not gonna tempt fate. There we go. That's a good pass. We'll go across that and come back around. There's some incredible mountains in this on this island. Look at that. It's like some Jurassic Park stuff right there. Alright, so I guess this airport's down in this valley here. The Kodiak here, the visibility is not the greatest. Get the trim right, seem to be much at neutral. See this airport anywhere? Holy hell. That it? Oh boy. All right. Let's make plans here. We'll fly back out over this ridge and think about this for 2 seconds. Alright, let's get the first stage of flaps out so we can stay slow. Manage our energy a little bit here. I don't know what's going to be a good approach for this. This was a crazy, crazy runway. Okay, so that's it right there. Okay. I think we got this one. Alright, so another stage of flaps. There's seriously trees at the end of this runway? Oh, wow.
$500. Stall.
Did it again. At least we recovered that one a little bit. Oh, wow. All right. I really don't think there's trees at the end of that runway like that. That doesn't seem right. Get up here, turn around. We'll check out this village. Will they offload the fuel oil? Parking brake on. All right. Whew. in there. Come in on this side and kick. Oh no. Alright, avionics bus off. Turn all our lights off. Fuel off. Generators off. Flaps up. Separator off. So I'm actually going to leave the power in until we get a little closer to the ground, because it seems to be when I kill it, that's when it loses all its energy. We're going to try something a little different. Battery off. Fuel valves are closed. And I gotta look and see how this departure is gonna go. Ah, there's a cow. Part of the scenery, not part of the fauna. Also be moving around. All right, so see, what's killing me is these obstacles at the end of the runway are really spooking me. Probably if I came in here a bunch of times and, you know, how about, here's what I'm going to do. So we've got this stream to get through, and it's going to be what it is. It's going to be what it's going to be, right? So I haven't landed at any of these airports. I don't know that's Corks. How about in the near future, after I've flown a little bit in Papua New Guinea, come back and we see how much I've improved coming in on these type of airports. I think that'll be a pretty good stream. But we're not done yet. We still got 2 more airports to go to. I mean, I actually love this view, guys. I love the Kodiak against this backdrop. I mean, these airports are crazy, guys. And, you know, the guys that fly into these things every day, man. All right, so you've offloaded our barrel of fuel. So all we have left is our groceries. So let's make an adjustment here of our cargo. So let's say there's keep going into drone mode by accident. Come on. All right, so let's say, what do we have up here? 180 pounds. Now let's go 150. And we'll go 0. We got 150 pounds cargo. And let's go note. I think one of our major problems too, guys, is I think without a balance calculator, I think my CG was off as well. So maybe this will improve it a little bit. We should be good on fuel. All right, loaded in aircraft. All right, so Honestly, guys, I do know how to fly a plane, right? All right, set that up. All right, so let's get started back up. Got fuel, seatbelts, panel, battery can come on. Two more airports, guys. Two more airports. I know I clicked that. So I think we're going to start up as far back as we can, and I guess we're going to have to do a turning out. Probably help if I had my props up. Alright, starter off. Separator on, strobes, taxi, landing lights to flash. Generators on, ignition off. We'll leave the ignition on. Now, and the rest of the buses. Alright guys, hopefully this one's better. Now, I have come into Yawan before, in 2020 actually. And this one's a tough one. This one's a tough one. It's probably one of the toughest ones we're going to be going into. And at the rate we're going, I don't know, chat. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm actually a little worried. I'm actually a lot worried. Yawan airstrip. Just a short, not even 10 miles up over a ridge line, and then just a constant descent down in the valley. All right. Do a barrel ref adjustment. So the weather has been improved for us over here up in the mountains. So that's something. We're going to inhibit toss because I'm getting distracted by that. You notice I've hand flew this whole trip, which I rarely do. Alright, so power's up. It's parking brake off. Turn out. Ignition of flight. Okay. Got power set. Come on.
Stall.
Whoa. Holy moly. Did not like that one. Did not like that one. Alright, we're going to leave clamp power in. Probably should have had flaps off of that. Oh, that was all. That was bad, chat. That was bad. Alright, so final one that's making me the most nervous. I thought I was going to do better with the other ones, but I mean, I'm setting them up, just not knocking them down. That's all it is. First time coming in at them, so like I said, don't know their quirks. I'm mismanaging the energy, but we're having fun, and that's what Flight Sim is all about. I mean, we don't have to worry about the killing ourselves, so let's just have fun. Who doesn't like a good smasher, right? Perfect is boring. Perfect is boring. Alright, so come on, let's get up over this ridge. Skirt this ridge, and then it's a descent down on in. Yeah. Alright, we gotta get down to this valley. And I gotta bleed off some energy here. And what's the plan for this stream then? So we're gonna land at Yawan, and then we're heading out. After that, we're gonna be heading back to civilization at Zab, and then that's gonna be it. So we got this airport that I'm trying to come in at, and then one last hurrah. Well, this will be the last hurrah. One last just rail airport. This airport. Missed the runway completely. Oh, this has just been a lovely stream. At least I didn't smash it this time, right? Oh my gosh. Oh, this has been lovely. Alright guys, so this one's not that. I mean, it came in over the hill here, right? Completely lost sight of the runway. Oh well. We didn't crash, we didn't kill it, we didn't destroy the stream, so I like it, I'll keep it. This has been really fun. Fun little adventure. This looks a lot different in 2020. And yeah, I missed the landmarks. But hey, we didn't bounce. How about that? All right. That's okay. We'll do a redemption stream at another time and come back to these airports because these are fun. I mean, look at that stuff, man. And the scenery. So the scenery packs actually have 18 different airports. So I might actually check out some other airports on another stream. But let's I got new. So let's see here. I'm going to set this one up for our final recording. And, you know, we got some smashers of landings to go through. So our next airport is AYNZ, and we're going to power in. Our fuel looks good, so it's just a 20-mile trip over the mountain down into a wide river valley. And it's Nadzab. I know I'm pronouncing them wrong. And yep, 27 miles. Be a nice breather after smashing it into the jungle mountains all day or all afternoon. And it is a modern paved 8,000-foot runway, so that's nothing. That's nothing for the Kodiak. Doesn't even get out of bed for 8,000 feet. All right, let's get out of here. Hopefully, yeah, one final short strip departure. Let's turn around here. Parking brake off. All our lights are still on. We've offloaded our final bit of cargo, so we can get rid of that. That is 0. So all that's left on board is just my weight. All right, flaps up. So one of the things is I did different, and it would have been really nice if I actually lined up on the runway, was I didn't go full flaps, which allowed me to keep my energy up. So when I cut the power, which it has a tendency to want to just drop, it didn't do that. So it just floated in. So full flaps, I think, is the key. You go full flaps, I think that's for like if I had to do like a dive to a runway where I could keep the energy up. But coming into these strips, I think not going full flaps is the key. We'll have to look more onto that. All right, so condition lever's full. Got inertial separator on. We can shut that off once we're airborne. Lights are on. Seatbelts are locked. Power's up. We'll go ignition on this like we should be doing. Excuse me. Alright. Takeoff power set. I'm going to depart and turn to the left. Speed's alive. There it is. Goodbye, Yawan. We'll be back. We'll be back. I'd like to live there. Jeez. Imagine what that morning coffee view would be like. Alright, flaps up. I think for the first time, I'm going to use the autopilot just to take a break. Just to take a break. Climb up here. Sync the heading. Get on, autopilot on. You're gonna do crazy things. Do a 2,000-foot climb out. Should be okay because I got kind of light now. Let's try nav, see what that does. Doing crazy things? Not really. It's just that we're really steep. And we're losing energy. Get out of this ridge hole and we'll, get out of this valley, get up over this ridge, and then we'll try the autopilot again. Because our mountain flying should be done shortly. Of course, this doesn't look like jungle anymore. This looks like pine trees. The heck? There are pine trees in Papua New Guinea? This looks like Canada. Climbing out over 10,000 feet. Alright, so let's do flight, level change, autopilot, nav. Level off at 11,000. Power back. And we'll go direct NADZAB. Set some cruise power since we've been hammering this engine all day. Give it a break. There we go. We're heading to the river valley down there. So what we'll do is put us in a shallow descent down to 6,000. So I actually have charts, which is cool. Let's see what the METAR is. This is LAE NAZAB. No 8 is, but we should have made them. Okay, so we got 090 10 gusting to 15, so right down the pipe. 927, so we're going to be landing runway 9. I like it. So this is actually this is a commercial airport for Papua New Guinea. Oh, we're leaving the Southeast Highlands behind. There's all day smashing it into the mountains. We're still intact. So we survived. Hey, it's not the first time we ever did stuff like this on stream. I got the DC-3 going into Chagall, Peru. We smashed that one. We actually crashed. Had the Ford Tri-Motor into Lukla. This is like doing extreme stuff on this channel. So, hit that like button for extreme flying and the consequences thereof. The airport is off our nose along the river there. There's a major city and harbor over here. This is all the city of Nazab. Could be wrong though. Let's see if Navigraph got that. So, Laurid, the city of Laurid, is down over here. Alright, so that's enough relaxing. Time to get back to work. Autopilot could come off. Let's dump the power. Kind of go down fast. Runway's right there. Off our nose. Cross midfield. And we'll turn into land runway 9. Oh. That's Ab. Kodiak, November, X-ray Golf, crossing midfield. It's 6,000. Turning downwind, land runway 09. Nazab. Don't have to worry about bleeding the energy off. We can just extend our downwind. You got the whole valley. Compared to the other flying we did this afternoon, this is a walk in the park. Watch, this one's going to be the one I crash. Alright, so turn downwind along the river. Got elevation of 238 feet above sea level. We started off landing at 7,000, we landed at 5,000, and then we landed at 6,000. Now we're landing at 238 feet. Gotta love it. Alright, turn it downwind. That's a Kodiak X-ray Golf. Turn it downwind, runway 09. That's it. So I'm on not on network, but I just don't want to keep the habit. Props up. Yeah, we're going to land and we're going to take a look at some of those landings, if you want to call them that. But, you know, it's Flight Sim. We had fun, and that's all that counts. Heads up traffic. Kodiak X-ray Golf. Turn to base, runway 09 to land. That's it. Get some flaps out. Heads up traffic. Kodiak X-ray Golf, turning final, runway 09, landing. That's it. Perfect pattern entry. See, guys, I really do know how to land a plane. Welcome to Nazab Airport. That's up traffic. Kodiak X-ray Golf. Clear the runway. That's it. Yeah, we'll head over here and park. Have to turn that off. Over here's the main terminal, so we'll head over here and parking brake on. And yeah, I'm going to leave the engines running because I don't know how flight recorder actually affects that, and I don't want to have a dead prop on those. But welcome to Nazab Airport. Alright, so let's check out some of our more interesting approaches this evening. I can, let me, get G's up and running. Put that out. Alright, so our first one was Tep Tep. Approach was beautiful. Look at that. Just too much energy. I really think, and then I killed the energy. So I really think the trick to these airfields, guys, is to, in the Kodiak, in this one anyway, is to leave the flaps not full. Go to flaps 20. So I was coming in, and then I saw that this was here. Should have been spooked by that because we had cleared it. Killed the energy. Bang. Too hard. Oof. Ah! Need a wingtip repair. That's funny. G's didn't even register that. I don't know what that. Maybe it's because it was a grass surface. The next one was Dinangat. That was another smasher. Go. Load that one in. Running all these replays, hopefully the sim holds out. This one I got started early. So let's see if we can run this forward to the landing. Yeah, so we're looking for the airport, found it, thought about what we needed to do. See, full flaps, I think that was it. Full flaps is the problem. We got reversers, we got everything else. We can slow down. We don't need to be doing right at the stall. So this is Dinangat. I know I'm pronouncing that wrong, but it's coming in and trees. Like, what the heck? These sceneries are incredible, though. Once again, killed the energy, bounce. We tail strike, but we recovered this one. This one wasn't as bad as that first one. Still not registering. It's saying 0 feet per minute. I'll show you guys. Saying 0 feet per minute. It might be just something with the replays. So our next one is Yawan. And see where I have that saved. Okay. So this one wasn't a smasher, but we missed the runway. I was trying to bleed off energy here. Let's run that forward. Let's see where I went wrong here. I didn't go full flaps, this one. I really think I might have been too low. Where should have been our turn? Oh, I should have cut it here. I cut it right. Just not cut it sharp enough. It's somewhat of a flat surface, right? Needed to cut early. I was too low. It's okay. See, almost like a football team, these replays are extremely helpful in breaking down what you did wrong and what you need to do to fix it. So it's a blind entry here. Come in a little higher so you could turn in and you could see. So I was too low. So I was just seeing the tops of these trees when I should have been able to see the runway. All right. All right, guys. So that's going to be it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for all the likes, subscribes. Love the conversation. Thanks, Carax. Hopefully I got your name right. Caxon. Thanks for talking to me. That was great. Hey, if you haven't already, hit the like button on your way out. Subscribe to the channel. There's going to be more stuff coming. We always try to get stuff out every week. All right, and on to the next one. This is Virtual Flight Diaries. My name is John, and see ya.